Good morning, hello, or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to this week's live reading. As you come on board, I'd love to welcome you. So jump out, say hi, let me know that you're here. We are in the waxing gibbous moon phase, so we're building energy. We're a week or so, 5 days out from the full moon. So, you've got that building energy. So you might be feeling it like you're wanting to put your energy into the intentions, to the projects that you began at the beginning of this cycle in the new moon phase. We are in the autumn here in the southern hemisphere, or of course in the northern hemisphere, it's the spring. So the spring energy is about budding, it's about seeing the new growth and the new potential. Whereas in the autumn weather, it's a little more inwardly focused, it's more about what do I need to take into the winter with me? What are the supplies that I need to make sure I've gathered? So it's more a preparation for a deep dive during the winter time. So how are you feeling? How are you experiencing these energies at the moment? What I know for sure is that we have such an availability for us to be connecting in with the different energies, the different dimensions, our old past paradigms, the 3D-ness, this very material world that we live in, is fading in its significance. We've really done that phase of life, and if you look back through history or herstory, we have all these different phases of life, and the 3D phase is coming to an end. I mean, everything's a slow progression, so we get time to integrate. But what we can be doing is tapping into that fifth dimension. The more that we can connect in with the source energy, the divineness of all that is, through meditation, through being in nature, through slowing down to the pace of the earth so that we connect in and be in harmony with her vibration, the more we're connecting with the greater truth, to the matrix, to the whatever it is that you relate to. And it's in that space that we connect in, we create these new versions of ourselves by the images that we put out there. And if it's body things that we're looking to create, so we're looking to create healing and health. If it's about wanting to create new memories and leaving the past trauma behind, it's connecting into the the consciousness, the greater consciousness, source energy, however you get there. For me, it's meditation, and at the moment, again, I think I've shared this with you, I'm doing a Joe Dispenza course, and I'm just loving it. And the more I'm learning about it, the more I'm attracting these other opportunities, these other pieces of information are coming into play that's really confirming all of this for me. So that's a little bit about the energies, a little bit about what's going on out there, so therefore what's happening in here, and also reminding us of the power that we have to create. We are creative beings. We create other human beings. That's very evident for me right now, waiting for my new granddaughter to arrive, and any day now. So we're on the waiting game, checking in with my daughter daily to see, what do you need today? How can I be of service to you? And keep that vision open of seeing her happy and healthy, holding her brand new baby that she's waited so long for. So let me just do a quick check on these comments. Okay, here we go. Hello everybody. Let me say hello. Hey Sharon, go you, loving everything that you're implementing. We had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, and bang bang bang, you're on fire. I love it. That's your inflow. You're going with, you've seen that glimpse of your future, and you're being that woman. I love that so much. Such beautiful evidence. Hi, Kerry. Nice to see you. Hi, Elaine. Nice to see you. Hey, Christine. Lovely to see you. We've got Lisa Tinson. Good morning. Hi, Gerda. Hi, Barbara. Okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. Now I'm going to write down a couple of these names. So Elaine said yes. Let me do that. Sharon, yes, of course. And I'll just go down a little further. Okay, let's go. Keep up with the comments. Kerry, of course. Okay, Lisa T. Gerda, of course. What else have we got here? Let's keep going. Barbara. Good morning, Julia. And yes, of course, another woman on fire and on purpose. You're welcome, Sharon. Hey, Joanne, nice to see you. All right, just keep commenting if you would like a card. So let me go ahead and pull an overall card for the group so that those watching the recording are receiving some good information. So change, gee, isn't that, don't you love it? Like goes just what I was talking about. If you want something different to occur in your life, what do we have to do? We have to do something different. We can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Just not going to work. So just change something. What is it that you're going to change? You know, for me at the beginning of, well, the end of last year, I really changed my diet. What changed? My body let go of 10 kilos. Now, I wasn't actually doing it to lose the weight, to let go of the weight. It happened naturally, like it almost like it seemed as if it vanished overnight. It didn't, but it was that much of a, wow, okay. So, you know, changing something. I did that because I wanted to feel better. That was my goal, was to feel better. So, you know, what is it in your life that you could be making that change? And it doesn't have to be outrageous, right? It can be what you're consuming, not in the form of eating, but in the form of the media that you're watching. You know, I do this often when I feel inspired, is that I go through my, I really mostly use Instagram and Facebook, a bit of Pinterest, mostly to get inspiration and ideas. But, you know, from time to time I'll feel like I need to tidy up. I want to see different things. If I feel like in my feed I'm not getting, not seeing the kinds of messaging that I would like to be seeing, I change it up a little bit. I stop following some people that maybe have, you know, gone down a path I'm not particularly interested in. And then I open up to new people. So these are the subtle changes that we can be making. So ask yourself that today. What change, even what small change, could I be making and committing to that will have an effect on my outer life? So that's the overall message. Let's get on. So Elaine, we're going to start with you. And as always, oops, if you've got a particular, I'm going to put those back in because it was 2 that jumped, particular question, hold the energy of that question, giving thanks for the support that you are requiring. Okay, there it is. Sovereign. This is your queenness, remembering who you are, remembering, and this is not ego, this is heart space, remembering just who you are, that you are this sovereign being, this sovereign woman that has the potential to create any outcome that you truly desire. So what comes up for you when you see this card today? Take a look at it, feel into it. She's got this whole energy that she's holding in her heart space. So bringing the awareness. I'm also noticing all the symbols around her head. we recently, talk about change, we recently took on a Gaia subscription, and we've been watching sacred geometry. I know that we've learnt about this through Steiner education, but it's nice to revisit these things and feel into them for now and the importance of them. On the weekend we went to the Brisbane Museum and saw the ancient Egyptian exhibition. My goodness, quite incredible. Like the knowledge that has been available through these incredible people for such a long time. So, follow your instincts, the things that interest you, and always be led by your heart. I hope that serves you, Elaine. Okay, Sharon. Faith. Have faith in me. Have faith in the support that's coming around you. And I'm also get this image as I was shuffling the deck then of you. It's like narrowing your field in as much as the influence that you're letting come in. So sometimes when we're taking a big leap forward and we're outputting new energy and more of that energy to be in greater service, which is exactly what Sharon's doing at the moment, we actually need to almost put on our blinkers a little bit to some of the things in life that maybe have been draining of our energies or taking of our energies that we now would rather have to be putting forward into our intentions and our focus. So being mindful of those around you and what you're allowing to influence you, and have complete trust and faith. That conversation with the divine is a very, very important one and a sacred one, so honoring it in that way. Okay, I get this little she got it, so I can move on. All right, Kerry. Yeah, darkness. I was getting grounding. So I feel like there's been a lot going on for you, and really grounding yourself in the, what's the pathway forward now. And in that stillness, sometimes that can be a challenge in and of itself, to sit in the stillness. So, find that location that in nature that really helps you to be still and to be self-reflective and look at where to next, what for me now, asking questions like this: how can I be of greater service, what are my next steps forward? Sitting in that stillness will really allow yourself to bring in these questions, bring in these answers and these guidances for you to move forward on your path. Everybody's path looks different. We all have a unique path, and it doesn't have to look a certain way. It just needs to be true and authentic to you. All right, Lisa. We've got power. That card came up through upside down, so that might indicate to me that maybe you haven't been feeling in your power. You might be feeling like your power has been taken away a little bit. So we want you to get back in touch with that power. Remember who you are. Remember the power and the strength that you have within yourself, connecting in with your heart. Do your practices that keep you really connected. Meditating on a regular basis. I've been meditating. So my youngest son is 31, and I reckon he was about 2 or 3 when I started meditating, and there aren't many days that I have missed. So, and I keep expanding my meditation, because I don't know how I would function if it wasn't for that connection that I have with the divine, that guides me, that assists me, that allows me to see the places that I'm still hanging on to, past things, and release them into the light. So come back into your power. You have it within you. Sometimes we need to sit with other people that hold that space for us whilst we receive our own messages and guidance, and remember that connection with ourselves. So do what you need to do to get back into your power seat. And power is not ego power. We're talking about, connected divine power, this co-creative experience that we're having. I hope that serves you, Lisa. Okay, Gerda. All right, we've got darkness here too. So the shadow is a big piece of the darkness, right? So really taking the time within ourselves. And when you've done as much work as you have done, Gerda, and I believe that you're in a writing process at the moment, there could be some little gremlins that are coming up. Remember that, this is all part of the process, and allowing the light to come in around. That's exactly what this card is reflecting here. There may be, mostly in the dark, but the light can come around it and you'll see it from a new place. I mean, isn't that the process of writing? You're sharing a story that will assist other people, and at the time through that process you're gaining your new understandings, new insights, because you're transforming it literally to be able to express it and put it out into the world. Beautiful work and amazing work. So just be mindful of that inner work for yourself and allowing the light to come in on what used to be dark. Whew. Okay. Barbara, I'll keep going all the way through here, and then I'll refresh those comments so that if there's anybody else I can then keep moving. Oh, is that one? It is, and it's Barbara, and it's sovereignty. Okay, so we're getting very similar themes. So Barbara, this is, straighten your crown and connect in with the queenness of who you are. When we're younger women, I remember a story, and this has popped into my head, so it must be relevant. When my daughter was a princess and she left home for the first time, she went out and she lived independently in her late teens. And then there was a period of time that she came back home for a little while. And I had to remind her that I was the queen of this castle, that she of course has been the queen of her own castle when she moved out and she had her own home, but I was the queen of this castle, and that and she needed to remember that this was the energy. I was looking after our castle and our kingdom, and she could certainly assist that. So it's different phases of our lives that we go through, and that we are queens. All of the women on here are all queens, and are we being that queen of our own castle, of our own kingdom? And what does that mean to you? And this is a reminder today, you're a sovereign individual with all the power within you to create the world that you desire. So what does that look like for you? How do we create that? By the visioning, by the connecting in with that, again, the divine energy, the divine spark that allows us to remember of our full potential. Whew, these are deep and expansive readings today. Julia, okay, and that one's popping out for you. Nourishment. Again, the more you're putting out there in the world, the more that you need to make sure that you're taking good care of yourself. So what does nourishment mean for you? It's not only the foods that we eat, but it's the information that we take in, the people we surround ourselves with, how much quiet time we get to have. That one resonated a little bit, so I feel like that might be the piece to the puzzle. How much quiet time are you getting to have? So that you can be having that connection conversation. You can be filling your own cup before you go again and serve other people. All right. Joanne. All right, there we go. Straight away, purity. Yeah. So this is being mindful of your thoughts. If you look here, she's got the white over her eyes, over her thinking, and there's a past version of herself in the background walking away. So letting go of those things that no longer serve you. And the way you can be doing that is journaling it out. You can take a piece of paper and write it all out, and then burn it, release it, let it go, so that it's not holding you back. You're not continuing to live that past over and over and over again, so that you're freeing up space for the new and beautiful things that are wanting to come into your life, the light, the love, the fulfillment, all of that. So really good. I hope that serves you. Let me refresh these comments. And let me do it this way. All right, bear with me. Okay, let's go. All right, where did we get to? Okay, we got to there. Joanne. Vicky, hi, of course you can. Let me just write your name down. Catherine, good morning. Kim, hope you're well. This is Catherine Cook. Lovely. Of course you can have a card. Yes, I got it. Thank you, says Sharon. Love it that we both got it at the same time. That's lovely. Kerry, thank you. Yes, I've been sitting in darkness, but I haven't been asking the questions. Beautiful. So now you are, which is lovely. Lisa, spot on. Beautiful. So happy for you. Gerda, thanks. So relevant. Oh, don't you love it? Catherine, I love that. Queen of my castle story. Excellent. Barbara, thank you. I forgot that I am important too. The queen of my own destiny. Hallelujah. So beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Alrighty. Vicky. Please remember that if you feel there's anybody else that would benefit from being in this group, please send them an invitation. I want this group to be this beautiful safe container that we all create ourselves together. So yeah, please, let's grow our community to serve more women. Balance, which is all about this energy, right? Where have we gotten out of balance? And as a busy mama, that's very easy to do. And I imagine that for you, it's all about, giving. What are you doing for you? Where are you bringing this back for yourself? Bringing your energies back to yourself. You must have time to recalibrate your own energies. So what are those things that you keep putting off? When you've got a very busy to-do list, as a mama, it often feels like it's easier to chop away the things for yourself. But when we need to cull the list because there's too many things going on, we need to cull it across the board. So you're not only the person that makes a compromise on something, that maybe there's a compromise for your partner, for your children. Like, let's balance it out. Let's work together as a team. This is the time when we would, and I see all my children rolling their eyes, but I'd call a family meeting. Hey guys, we need to chat because things have gotten out of balance. Let's talk this out. Let's figure it out. And together we would work out a new plan forward, everybody together. They always rolled their eyes about it, but they participated and they got on with it. So, sometimes we need to create that space to communicate it. So creating some balance. If you're on school holidays, I used to love school holidays for that point of view, that we could breathe out a little bit and I could press the reset button and go again for the beginning of the new term. Catherine, what have we got? Wisdom. Again, this is looking from a higher vantage point. So if your energies have been a little bit flat, a little bit down, do what you need to do to raise those energies and connect in with your higher self. Gain that confirmation from your higher self. Let your intuition flourish again, and it doesn't tend to flourish as much when we're in those lower vibrations. So, you know, this is important here. A client was sharing with me that he was having trouble, you know, sleeping, that he just wasn't, and he was having these really full-on nightmares. And I said to him, what's your nighttime habit? What are you doing? And, you know, and I can totally relate to this as a parent, that you can end up staying up much later because you want some time, some downtime for yourself, and I get that. But he was watching these really full-on, like, and I'm not suggest you go and look at this, but Blacklist, those types of things on Netflix, full on stuff, you know, murder, and but really gnarly stuff. And I said to him, and he says he's falling asleep, you know, on the couch. And I said, well, that's almost like being hypnotized, because you're in that semi sort of conscious state, you're falling asleep, and you're very open to suggestion at that point. So he was actually putting into his subconscious all of this really gnarly stuff. So be mindful about what you're consuming. I've said this before. We've got a favorite Netflix program called Heartland about horses, and we just love it. We've probably watched it 5 times. That's what we have. We always watch an episode of that before we go to sleep. It calms our nervous system. It really helps us to get into a space of love, and you know, we just love it. It's beautiful scenery, etc. So, you know, being mindful of what you're consuming is really important. Okay, that was a big answer for you, Catherine. I hope you got what you needed. Alrighty, let's do a quick refresh here and see if there is anything else we need to do today. Alright, I think we've got everybody covered. Beautiful. Well, everybody, take good care of yourself. Make sure you take some time out to self-reflect. Use your journals, use your meditation, use all the things that you know that nurture you and really help you to be, you know, the best version. You are the best version of yourself, to nurture you into fullness of who you truly are. If I can be of assistance, please book an online session with me. I'd absolutely love to serve you in that way. Invite others to come and join us. I'd love that as well. I'm off to go and nurture my beautiful daughters. We wait for this Bubba to come, and I send you loads of love. And if you have time, send my beautiful daughter Ellie good thoughts for her beautiful transition into mamahood. And I will see you all next week. Bye for now. Lots of love.